life. Now, that could have just been my overactive mind. However, I'm walking home, and in the UK, there was a woman called Susie Lamplugh, who was an estate agent, real estate. She went on an appointment and was never seen again. And I'm thinking about her in this moment. And I said, you know what I think happens to many women? We would die to be polite, because there's a polite bit of my brain. He offered me a drink, he said, oh, would you like a drink? And da 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 da. And I said, no, I'm fine, thank you. But the polite side of my personality wanted to go, okay, that's nice, let's go and have a look. And I'm like, no, Marilyn, you need to get out of here. Kate?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I totally agree. What a great, it's not a story, but that explains it really well. There's so much I could say, but here's the thing. You've got to trust your feeling. Okay. These narcissists, I don't care to any degree. They don't think like us. They're predators. That's what they are. They are predators to different degrees. And so what you did was very smart, amazing. And we are taught to be polite to death. And it's absolutely ridiculous now. I mean, now I see that. And I think the strategies for learning how to feel, you know what I mean? And how to sense what they're doing. And, after, like you said, after 10 minutes, I think those are life-saving feelings to listen to. And again, I just want to say this, they're not like us. They don't think like us. They lack empathy. That's the one true thing about narcissists, right? Everything else is made up and usually a lie that they'll tell you. But the one thing is they lack empathy.
Absolutely. And somebody said is that three soul sisters? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's nuts. So yeah. And I got home, my friend said, call the police. I said, well, I haven't got anything to tell the police. Nothing happened to me. It was just my feeling that this is going in a direction I don't want it to go in, and I don't feel safe anymore. So I'm not going to be polite. I'm just getting the heck out of there. It's so interesting. And so some of the traits and identifiers in a nutshell, and again, probably these inside out and back to front, you've sadly maybe lived some of these and experienced them firsthand. So things like the grandiosity and self-importance, because, it's all about them. The old story of narcissists falling in love with their own reflection, etc. Sometimes can be really arrogant in a real sort of almost like aggressive, holier than thou kind of way. Manipulative for sure, because they want to get what they want and not what you want. As Kate has said, definitely lacking in empathy, because I'm like, who would say that? Who would do that? And I'm like, Marilyn, not everybody thinks like you, not everybody thinks like us, so do not expect it from them. Blame shifting is a big one, because if you do catch them out on something, oh my God, those tables are going to shift and all the rest of it, and you're going to be the one left standing there going, maybe it was me. Maybe I am a terrible person. Maybe that is a bad thing today. And you're just going to be all up in your own head, second guessing yourself. Often there is a sense of entitlement that you are the one who has to do all the bending over backwards. I call it the pretzel move, where you've got to tie yourself up in knots. It's still not going to be good enough. So I'd say don't bother. The idealization and the devaluation, a bit like that thing where 1 minute you're like, oh my God, you're amazing. And then suddenly you're being diminished. And it can all happen actually in a very short space of time in that one interaction. You're like, It's all about destabilizing you. There's a suspicion and the whole jealousy thing. There's the anger and the rage. There's no accountability, generally messing with your mind. And I'd say one of the biggest ones that I see, and how it often starts, and Kate has described it as well, is the old love bombing, where, oh my God, you are the best thing since sliced bread until you are not. And the jealousy piece and the suspicion piece, this one, sometimes I've seen people who can hold it at bay for quite a while. Several weeks, several months. The longest I've heard about it is 4 or 5 years, until a person really started to go, oh my God, saw another side of him. I've also heard people say like they've got married or they've moved in together, and as soon as that door is closed, bang, the green-eyed monster came out. There's a film called the Portrait of Dorian Gray, and it's a little bit like